You can just like rewatch it if you want.
Sure. Sounds good.
Alright. So, first things, what do you think about this matchup? I don't know much about Viego, so I really have no idea. I assume you clear faster than Rek'Sai, but not by much.
I clear a bit faster than him, but
Mhm.
I do think the matchup isn't the best. Mainly, like, I outscale him greatly,
Mhm.
but in the early game, especially before I get my shield bow, I am very vulnerable to being one shot.
Okay,
Especially with follow up by anyone else.
that sounds about right. What do you know about the rest of the matchups that you have on your team?
Okay, I was thinking Malphite into Cannon should be a lane where Cannon gets perma prior because he has the range advantage, but at the same time Malphite being tanky enough so he can just safely farm and will later be relevant, like post 6.
Mhm.
I'm thinking Victor should have early prio,
Give me just a
but
sec.
has to be very careful of getting ganked, especially post 6. Victor has to be a bit back so he doesn't get killed, so I have to cover him. I'm thinking our bot lane should have perma prio pretty much the entire game because they have the insane range advantage and we have an Anivia support that's able to block the Nautilus hook, so I think that's also a good interaction.
Yeah. So I agree with what you set up. Like, there's a point in the lane, usually like level 5, where Malphite's Q starts doing enough damage that he can maybe pressure the cannon. Like, for the most part, he just wants to be under turret, just farming, doing like his stuff. In mid, you said that Victor has prio. I don't really agree. Like, he can get prio first waves, and then I think it becomes a bit harder, especially after first back. Like, Yon gets Ionian boots, or not Ionian, Zerkers, or he gets Vamp Scepter, and it becomes a lot harder. So I'd say like this matchup is favored for Yon.
Okay.
But I agree with what you said. Like, if you can cover for Victor, it's really good. Even if it's just like giving him a free recall or whatever, because as soon as he gets like his E upgrade, he can just clear like really fast, and then he's never in danger really. So until like between first back and until he gets E upgrade, it's a bit risky. There's moments where he can die, and then after that, there's no way he can die. Uh, I don't know how much you know like about runes. Usually Yon goes fleet. He went conqueror, so is more vulnerable to poke.
Hmm.
So maybe it's like something you can abuse. In this game I wouldn't like try to play for it because they have Rek'Sai. But maybe if you're against like Skarner or a jungler that doesn't really isn't that active on the map, right? You can like look for stuff like this. It
You
just
mean you suggest that I, like, for example, get off transition gank and try to chunk him out?
yeah,
So,
if you could do that, like because he doesn't have fleet, it would impact him really hard. He needs to
yeah,
like give up a lot of pressure. And then for bot lane I agree. So like in this game, what do you think you should play for? Like which lanes?
I bot and mid for sure.
Yeah.
Mid, I was thinking I cover mid so it doesn't die to Rek'Sai and I gank bot. That was my goal.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good plan.
Also because of the players.
Well, that I don't know.
Yeah, because I knew the Malphite is a cannon OTP, and
Oh, he got his one trick stolen. I see.
yep, and Victor was humanoid.
I think you guys aren't planning on invading, right?
Nope,
It's just really small. Someone should be here. Like if your teammate
I
doesn't do
agreed.
it, you should do it yourself.
Ah, fair enough. Yeah, I usually top lane stands where it's a good point. I should
Hmm.
move there if my
Or
top
you can
isn't.
like ping him or whatever. Just
Yeah,
nice. This is good. You start aggroing it early and you smite it. I don't know what happened, but I think like while all this is happening, yeah, like you over it. In between autos, you should look about just to see summoners. Like at this rank, probably people will time them anyway, so it shouldn't change much for you. But it's
yeah,
also nice to see like lane state and stuff. So because maybe the wave is in a way where Kai'Sa queued both champions and the minions, right? And then it's pushing towards you, and then maybe you can do like wolves into red buff into bot because she has to crash or something.
yeah, makes sense. Yeah, that actually maybe would have even been an option here.
Yeah. See, like the wave is not gonna crash if you see, like this one is about to
Yeah,
arrive. So maybe you can like skip this, just go red, go bot, and there's a gank. And then if you were looking, like here they flashed, like she flashed, she has no sums, it's like really easy to get together. And then she's frozen and she's kind of fucked if she dies.
Yeah, I agree.
Seems like she actually crashed, I can't tell. Maybe it's a freeze. Or maybe an Eevee just can't hold the wave. Like stuff like this is really important.
Yeah.
So you should like for sure be looking bot right now.
Yeah.
It might be a freeze. It's pretty good for you. Okay. It's a bit interesting. Okay, let's talk about this. So Nautilus isn't on the map, and this is like a really odd spot for him to be in, right? You never expect him to be here. I would expect him to be like around this area though, because Rek'Sai is for sure gonna contest like one of the scuttles, and Nautilus has so much time. Like this wave is frozen, and Kaisa is probably like over here. So this guy has so much time to move around the map. He's for sure with his jungler right now. So when you walk like this, it suggests me that you're being careful, and then like you walk like this, probably to like to get scuttle top, right?
No, my thought here was actually
You want to get priority for Victor?
Yeah, my thought was that Rek'Sai is gonna clear down and then gank Victor from this side because he started top side. So I wanted to cover until Rek'Sai comes so we can gank him.
Do you think it's possible for Victor to die?
Actually, probably not.
Yeah. So I don't think you need to cover here. Especially because we actually know Rek'Sai started top, right? I think Ken Unleashed. Yeah, like Ken Unleashed, so... Wait, did he?
Yeah, we knew...
yeah, he unleashed. So we know that he started top. So like, it's really easy for Victor to, like, when he's here, he just hovers this side of the lane. And then if Rek'Sai comes from even from behind, he can just walk up, right? And nothing ever happens.
No.
Only situation where he can die is like if Yon hits him with the third Q or whatever. But then it's more on Victor than on Yon itself. So like in this situation, I don't think you need to cover. Going for this scuttle is really risky because your bot lane is freezing and then the Eevee is here. So it's good that you don't go for it, and then you probably were caught off guard. You weren't paying much attention to where Nautilus was, and you'll end up like this. Yeah, stuff like this happens. It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like just for the future, especially when because if you think about it, like there's no way that Nautilus should be bot right now, right?
Yeah. I was figuring out that he's roaming, but I should have respected that he could be anywhere.
Yeah, so I would just take the safe path and go like this. Like in hindsight, it's really easy to say. This that like it sucks a bit, and you might even lose. Yeah, you probably lose second scuttle. Go for it. Yeah, this sucks.
Here I tried to see, but I should have probably just insta left and gone back to farming.
Yeah. Like if I'm you, I'm a bit scared. Like Iona has double buffs and is full HP. I'm a bit scared that what's gonna happen is like they're gonna come for your Grump right now. So like you have a ward coming in 5 seconds, right?
Yep.
I tried to put it like here, just to make sure that they're not coming. Or even like yeah, you'd put it probably there, or even like here, so you can see their movement, so they can come like from here or from here, right?
No, makes sense.
And then you try to because top wave is pushing into Malphite, you can even like ping him, so he, instead of him going like this, he goes right like this, and then he's there. But realistically, if they contest it properly, you're never getting your Grump. But that's like the thing I'd be thinking about if I were you right now. This ward is also fine, you get to see Rek'Sai. And then like as soon as you see them, you see him doing this, like this is your timer to do Grump. Because if you don't do Grump right now and they see you, like on this ward, because you walk like this or whatever, then they can be like, okay, Yon for some reason hasn't based yet, they go like this and your Grump is gone. And then you're so fucked because you're 3 camps behind. They don't do it though, so you're fine. Like this puts you a bit behind because you got double scuttle, but you're still Viego, you farm a bit faster. And you scale fine, so I wouldn't be like super mad. You just need to be aware that like, yeah, you can't do much right now. Rek'Sai is for sure stronger and he has tempo on you. Because he's gonna do his clear, he's gonna recall, and then he's gonna gank. Yeah. This game looks very doomed.
It looked like that for a while.
Yeah, it's good that you went bot right away though. I think a lot of people would just like rage and farm the raids for no reason.
No, I'm very tilt proof.
Okay, okay. Good mentality. Shouldn't chase this too much, Yon is there.
Oh.
Yeah. One thing. When you're clearing like all of this, I felt you're not looking at lanes enough. Like, I don't know what happened mid right now. Victor seems to be, like, he wants to recall because he has no mana, right? But did he crash this wave? Is this a freeze? I don't know. There's like no way for me to know because you didn't look there, right? So you don't know either. And then the same thing bot, like, is this wave pushing into your bot lane? Is it pushing into them? Like, do you need to be there because Rek'Sai like only has one play? Like, he for sure did like one of these camps, or he did scuttle and he went to base, right? So now this guy is almost for sure bot. Like, he needs to be bot right now. Especially because he wants to gank either mid or bot, because ganking a Malphite with the cannon is pretty hard at like all stages of the game, right? So this guy is for sure in this area. So it's really important that, especially when you're walking into those lanes, that you look at them. And you haven't done it like anytime recently.
Agreed.
Yeah, now you look bot. It's a bit late. In this case, like, it wouldn't change anything. You never get there in time, obviously, but it's good if you do it earlier, so you can be aware of it. Because there's a game where like you don't look earlier, like when you're doing wolves or something, and then you get to raids and you start doing them, and then the gank happens, and you don't like cover preemptively, you know?
Yep, I got it.
I'd be looking top right now, or at least pinging him. You can't really influence top, but Rek'Sai, like, he was chunked and he went here. He probably has Krugs up, maybe he has Raptors, I'm not sure. So there's a chance that he ganks top, and like the wave just crashed. So I'd look top. If the wave is frozen, you can't really do much about it for a while. You need to recall first, right? But I just ping him that like Rek'Sai could be here, because it's the only time that top lane can die, I think. Are you trying to cover for mid?
We're thinking of making a player, I think. With
Okay.
Olivia.
I don't think this play exists.
Yeah.
If you tell me that like, if you tell me that Victor wants to recall and you want to cover for the next wave for him to crash it, I think that's okay. But your support can do it alone, in my opinion. And you should just like be prioritizing your recalls. Yeah, so this is like really weird pathing now, right? So what's gonna happen is you're gonna do this, and then you want to gank bot, but your Grump is about to spawn, and Rek'Sai is... So he was top, he's probably like base right now, he's probably bot again. If he's not bot, he's for sure like here, because he might be doing this clear. If he sees you bot, like, he's going to take this, or he's going to counter gank, and I don't think you win 3v3. Do you think you win 3v3?
No, probably not. Needs my ult at least.
Yeah, so what I'd say here is, if you think your bot lane can get dove, I'd be really careful. I'd be like, I could cover for them, if you think you can make a difference. If you don't think they can get dove, which I think it's the case, there's like no way that Caitlyn and Nivea get dove. Like, they just kill the wave before it gets to the turret, I think. I would just recall, and then I'd go Grump and just keep full clearing.
Makes sense. No.
There's also like a chance that enemy does Drake, but you don't really care for it. Yeah, like this gank, Rek'Sai will be here a lot of the time, I think. It ended up working, which is nice. I think it's pretty risky to go for it.
So here I was thinking, since Rek'Sai wasn't here, I was thinking he's on my top side camps.
Yeah, so Rek'Sai is either like Gromp right now, or he's like walking into your Gromp, I think.
No,
It can
I
be,
wasn't
it
really
can
too
be in
sure
both.
what to do.
Yeah, so your top laner is about to die. So one thing, you can look there and see if like he has TP or whatever. And if he does have TP, you can like his HP is very low, so like you need to understand, is his HP low just because they traded? So he can actually like go back. You obviously can't do this in the game. So it seems like they traded a lot. Is it low because they traded and like Malphite is trying to kill Cannon, or did Cannon engage on him? And if it did, like why is Malphite ulting the Cannon, you know? Like since you have free time, you can just look up and try to understand what happened. And then it can also be like the Cannon engaged because Rek'Sai is like here, and they're gonna dive or something. And if you see that, you can just move into enemy jungle because they should be up, and you just kill bot lane, right? But if you have like no way to know, you can try to play for this Scuttle and just base, or you play for this Scuttle and play for enemy camps, which I think is pretty risky, especially because Yon has Prio. Yeah, safe move is you play for Scuttle, you base, and you just hope for the best, that the camps are there.
That was pretty end for me.
I think, yeah. This doesn't even matter that you die here. I think like main thing is you have a lot of gold right now, and you for sure want to recall. Like even if you ask like your top laner to go and check your camps, you need to recall regardless if they're up or not, right?
Yep.
You have 1.8k gold. There's no way you want to be on the map with this. So like you just recall, you go from here to base, and then if your top laner is nice enough to check the camps, you can like decide if you go bot or top. If he doesn't do it, I think you just walk top anyways.
No.
Unless you think there's like a gank opportunity, but there shouldn't be because Yon is missing and your bot lane is about to base. I like the Tabby's rush. I think a lot of people wouldn't do it. Are you moving bot because you think your top side camps are gone?
No, I'm moving bot because of what I'm also writing in chat right now. Because I was pretty sure Rek'Sai was gonna go for my red. So I just instantly ran there to try and contest it.
Okay.
But then I went for this weird mid play.
I'm not sure you win the fight on red. Yeah, so this is like a bit weird to me. Like if you know that your support is going to come, I just ask for a ward here. Like ask for your support or the ADC to put a ward in this bush, and then you walk topside, you clear, and then you can even, if like you see Rek'Sai on red buff, you can just play for his red buff or his raptors or whatever. I don't think you win fights right now. Like you're not level 6, Rek'Sai is level 6 I think, and enemy has like Nautilus and stuff. They have Kaisa, like their burst is for sure better than yours.
Fair enough, yeah.
If you're fighting now, maybe it's a bit different, because you can dodge the Nautilus hook with your ult or whatever. You can flash it, and then you can always like ult the Rek'Sai ult, so he can't really burst you that much. But even then, I'd say it's still pretty risky, so I wouldn't go for it. It also makes it so like now your pathing is so doomed, no? Because you need to path top, and you don't want to do anything top, I think.
That's true.
Like maybe you could argue you want to make sure they don't get Herald for free or whatever, which I think it's okay. Like you don't really want to fight because I think they're a lot stronger. But maybe there's that argument for whatever reason. But still, if I'm you, I just want to like, instead of covering for Herald here and pathing top, I want for sure like go top side and clear to bot and then try to dive if they for some reason do Herald.
Yeah, that sounds good.
This is good. Doing both camps at the same time. Even if like Viego doesn't get a lot from it because he doesn't have a lot of AoE, it's still good to do it because you get so much lifesteal anyways. What do you think is your plan right now?
I mean, I was thinking either check any Raptors or take Herald here, depending on what they do. I was thinking just take Herald.
Do you think you can do Herald?
I'm not sure if I can finish it, but I thought about starting it, and if they come, just leave, because I have nothing, or like not much else to do on the map anyway. Except like the only camp that are up is like golems right now, or I don't think bot Scuttlers should be contested, because if Rek'Sai is there, I'm pretty sure we still lose 3v3.
Okay, so one, you're pathing from bot to top. You didn't look at mid a single time. You didn't look at top a single time. I think that's really bad. Like maybe cannon is diveable. Like Malphite is ult. This guy gets like chunked really easily by Q, so maybe if he's like half HP, it's really easy to dive him.
Oh.
And then if you kill cannon, then maybe you can like go and just do Herald. Or you kill cannon, then you base and whatever. You didn't look at bot either. Usually, you don't want to look, like if you're going from bot to top, you don't want to look at bot because you can't interact with that lane. But in this case, it's like for some reason enemy has push. It's like now, you don't know, like now Nautilus has a roam timer. So right now he could be walking from mid and he could be here, and then it becomes a 4v3. And your support can join, like she's an Eevee. If she tries and walks through here, like maybe Rek'Sai is here, like maybe they're camping this bush, you know. So she can't really join, it's really hard for her, or she needs to go like all the way around, so it takes twice as long. So I think this Herald really fucking risky to do. You already lose the 3v3 in my opinion, like Hyun is for sure stronger right now and Rek'Sai is super big. So if I'm you in this situation, I just looked up, maybe I get a dive, if not I just walk behind the Malphite, I recall, and then I walk bot. It's also like there's a world where they're like getting a slow push because they want to dive bot. So you just recall instantly and you walk bot to cover, right? But right now, like you're not even thinking about those things because you're not looking at the lanes.
Yep.
Again, like I don't know why you're covering for Victor. Like, one, this wave is not in a bad state right now. This is going to crash. If this guy tries to hold it, he's just going to get poked and he's not going to be able to do it. So like Victor isn't in danger. Nautilus has a roam timer, like we talked about, right? He ends up coming in and stuff. And you know that Rek'Sai is like around this area. Like he's somewhere here. We saw him, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna cover for this guy, it's gonna turn into a 2v2, there you lose. And then it's gonna potentially turn into a 3v3. Because Nautilus has a roam timer right now.
In my eyes right now, we probably win to 2v3.
You think so?
I think we could.
Okay. I can see a world where you win. I don't fully disagree with that. I think it's a flip. Like you outscale and...
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
In that eyes...
Like maybe if you're the one getting the jump on them, you can burst someone. I think it's really hard. One thing good about this though is that Malphite is roaming. So later it would become a 3v3, which is always really nice. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do this. Like right now my highs are on these jungle camps and Kai'Sa. You know that Rek'Sai is here, right? But your bot lane has push and maybe they can walk through here. So one, you can contest Scuttle, and then you can contest any of these camps. And if like they're taken or you can't do it because they commit a lot of resources, which I don't think it's even possible. Like Yone is almost dead and Nautilus is dead. Like there's no way they can defend this, I think. If Rek'Sai like decided to base, and like he's walking here or whatever, you can even dive the Kai'Sa. So
Do you think I should push
yeah.
mid first before I do that?
Malphite can do it.
Okay, just let him get the prio alone.
Yeah, because like Victor is going, he should just go top. But you can help him if you feel like he needs the help. Like it's not a bad play. I think like staying here and doing nothing is really bad though. Like you can get the prio and then you move bot, you know?
Yeah.
Because right now you're just losing a lot of time. Like Kai'Sa is, she has Rek'Sai there, probably. Okay, apparently not, because this guy is a psychopath.
I mean, yeah, I was pinging bot even.
Yeah, but like your idea is correct. Like Rek'Sai should be here because it should be covering for Kai'Sa. But for some reason he's just flipping a fight here, which I guess whatever. And now the same thing is gonna happen. Like in this game, if we go back, like this should never happen because the Rek'Sai should be a bit better, or should have a better idea of what to do in this situation. But if you start walking bot now, and the Anivia comes into river too, it's 2v1, you always win, right?
Yeah.
So you shouldn't really, like, it's really easy for, or it's really hard for Rek'Sai to like ever do shit like this. Like it should never work, and you would get punished by it. There's also a word where like you find him in this bush because he's a psychopath, and then like he kills you 1v1, but it shouldn't really happen because Malphite is near. Oh, how does this happen? Okay, I think this is just misplay by bot lane. Their wave is fine, they get engaged on and they die. Yeah, it's whatever. Doesn't like clearing this camp feel really awkward?
What way?
Because you're going to clear raptors, you're going to walk into Krugs, then you're going to recall, you're gonna walk bot or walk top when there's no camps, and then you have no place to make.
I was thinking my camp should respawn, right?
Yeah, like they're going to respawn by the time you finish, but you're going to like do this, you're going to do this, and then you have nothing to do, right? Because this one isn't up yet.
That's true.
So one thing I like to see junglers do is like they wait, or like they start clearing when the camps are starting to respawn. So like right now you have free time, you can do whatever you want. Like right now would be a good time to just go herald, because well, not right now. As soon as you see Rek'Sai, it would be a good time to do it.
Fair enough. Like right now.
Yeah, like right now, if you just start walking into herald, it would be like okay. You don't have much else to do. Like you're gonna go bot, but you can't really cover for them. You can also like try and invade, whatever. Like at this point, I think it's really hard to do anything as a jungler. You just hope you farm and get as much as possible. I don't think you're allowed to catch this wave, only if they recall.
Yeah, I saw guys
Okay.
recall.
Yeah, you waited it out, so it's fine.
Recall here.
Okay, that's a bit crazy, I think. There's like, okay, so there's two things Nautilus can do right now. It can either be on a roam timer, which it shouldn't be, because one, Malphite just recalled mid, there's nothing happening there. And like Cannon versus Victor isn't exactly a lane you want to interact with. And or two, like he's here and he's covering for Kai'Sa, which I think he should be doing, like he should be thinking recalls or whatever. And then I guess there's a third option where he's like with Rek'Sai and just making sure he doesn't die or whatever, which is fine.
I was thinking.
Yeah, I really don't like this. Okay. What do you think will happen when you show yourself bot?
Rek'Sai probably makes a play on top or invades me.
Yeah. So, but like this wave is worth it. This wave is a camp in itself, right?
Yeah.
So if you lose one camp for this wave, you go even. Now, if you just take the wave, like now you'd be done. Now you'd be recalling, and now you'd be walking like, and in 3 seconds you'd be walking top. But you just keep, you stay here for no reason, Like now, you're gonna lose this, you're gonna lose this, and you have no pressure on the map for a while.
But do you not think that's worth? Just
Why?
to stop the recall? I mean, in my eyes, at least that was the goal in that play. I just run in, I cancel Kaiser's recalls multiple times. So she ends up recalling so late that she misses the cannon wave and we get 1 to 2 plate spot.
But she's already going to miss a cannon wave. You already did it once, it's enough.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then never mind.
Like you cancel it again, and now like now you can now like if you want to tell me I cancel it again, I want to play for this jungle, then sure, like that's okay I think. But it feels really awkward because Malphite is mid and he doesn't have prio, and he doesn't, well, he's going to have ult by the time you want to do it, but like it's just awkward to play 3v3 I think if Rek'Sai is there. If you just mirror, it's okay, like you don't lose much. Yeah, like this is fine to do. It just feels awkward because you have a Malphite. Yeah, like it's a lot easier to do if you have prio, but it's not bad. I think it's fine. It's just a bit of a flip. Yeah, this is good. You get to play spot, and this puts your team really ahead. But yeah, you're right. Like if you want to do a play like this, canceling Kai'Sa is for sure the right play. Like you just cross map on them, which is fine. Okay, you're crazy. What the fuck? You don't think checking wolves was worth it?
I was kind of scared.
Of what? Look,
Lone, like
is in the mid lane.
Thinking, yeah, I guess so.
And Rek'Sai is top. You even see Nautilus.
Yeah, actually good point, yeah. I can just run there.
Yeah, like I think here it's fine that you do this because there's only so much time that you have to kill Nautilus, right? But like now, like you don't need to be hitting this turret. Like this is going to give you 53 gold. This camp gives you more, you know?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it gives you EXP. And like it's bad that Malphite is going top because if enemy team is good, like Yone is going to move top and they're gonna dive him as 3-man. So you should ping your Malphite and he should come here, and then you guys should just cross map on the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Overall, this play is pretty good for your team. Caitlyn loves plates. She just wants to get as much gold as possible. Now you really need to back. Like your objective right now should be to back. Yeah. That's good.
Oh, there I could have actually ulted, I think.
Think it's risky. Oh,
yeah,
you mean ulting away? Yeah.
No, I mean, I actually meant just killing Yon with my ult. Or then ulting away, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's pretty risky, you shouldn't go for it. Like right now you have so much gold that your only objective should just be like, I want to base. You should like ping your team, like these guys shouldn't be here, you know?
Yep.
Like there's no reason for them to be here, just ping them, even ping the turret if you have to or whatever. And just recall. Like ping your gold if you have to. Because Viego with the Bork is a different champion than Viego with like longsword and recurve.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like you can 2v3 this, or you can 3v3 this if you have Bork, but right now you can't. They're probably gonna get Infernal, yeah that sucks. You think he's coming for a red buff again?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing as before.
Okay, if you think so, you should really be pinging your Anivia, like she should be walking with you.
Yeah, true.
Because there's no way you can defend it like right now. Like if you do this and your Anivia isn't aware, you just die. You know, like Nautilus and Rek'Sai should be here. And it doesn't matter if you're trying to contest it if your team isn't ready for it. Like if Nautilus is here like you should, you're just dead. I don't even know like why you're face checking. This is really dangerous. Oh, you're crazy. You're just going. I don't even think this is bad though, like you have invulnerability and stuff. It's just your champion being a bit crazy. Okay, this turned out pretty good. But there's definitely a world where you just die when you face check this.
Yeah, I should have told my Nivea in advance.
Yes, like if your Anivia is with you here, you can't stun. Like even if you get hooked, you never get one shot because she's going to stun, right? and then you have time to ult and stuff. But the way you played it is really risky. Yeah, this is good. Okay, you just got a lot of gold. What do you think you should be doing on the map now?
Hard question. I'm either do Raptors, Golems, recall, spend the gold and then rock out topside, or I think what I did this game is just run topside immediately, contest heralds, or like take the camps and then do herald.
Okay, what do you think this herald gives you?
I mean, herald doesn't give much.
Yeah, what do you think it gives to the enemy team?
Doesn't give much either.
Yeah, so I think right now you should be prioritizing two things. You should make sure that your team isn't dying randomly, because there's no objectives on the map. Like we just said, herald doesn't matter.
No.
So every time you can hover someone and you have free time, you should be doing it, and then you should be getting as much gold as possible. So like right now you either go recall into Grump, which is a bit weird, but it's fine because you have a lot of gold. Because you want to hover bot. Like if you do recall into Grump, you want to like clear like this, and then you want to go here, and you want to use like this pressure to like push bot, and then with bot you go into mid and like you pressure this because they don't have wave clear. And then the other option is to just go straight into Krugs and like full clear into top, and then you cover for Malphite or whatever, you know.
Yep.
I think here best play is for sure you just recall full clear from top to bot, and then use that pressure to try and get enemy camps, because right now like you're so strong, you know. Everyone on your team is so strong that you can just go and fight. You don't want to look for any fight, but you can like fight a lot.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay, it's good that you're looking mid. I'd be a bit scared if your team was that far in advance, but enemy just respawn, so they're probably not. Yeah, there's no way they're there. Yeah. Wait, did you get it?
Yeah, I got
Ah,
it,
shit. Happens.
happens. Oh wait, I walked over a pink. Oops.
What's your
Don't see
objective
that.
here?
I was just looking if I can maybe catch Ken overstepping.
Okay, you're never killing Ken.
Recalling.
Like let's be realistic. If you're doing this, you're either you want to give this guy a recall because he's low HP, or you just or like you want to dive him or the cannon or whatever, which I don't think is a good play. So if you want to do this, just walk behind the Malphite and give him push. If the cannon goes on him, you probably kill him because I don't think Malphite dies. Then after this, like, what are you thinking? You're really close to Shieldbow. Like, I think you're just a god at Shieldbow. And you have like
Now
3
I
minutes.
want
Yeah?
Yeah, now I want to go shield bow before Drake. That's my objective right now.
Yeah. I think that should be your objective too. You should be looking at mid right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially like when you see so much shit going on. Like, it seems like Rek'Sai used prowlers, maybe Flash too, I'm not sure.
I don't even know what happened there. Why did
Yeah,
stop moving?
exactly, but you should.
Yeah, no, but I even stopped moving, I don't know what the fuck.
Hmm.
Was probably not paying attention.
Maybe you were alt tabbed. Who knows?
Yeah, could be.
Let's see your
All
FPS.
right,
No, your FPS is fine.
okay.
Survived the alt tab test. Okay, there's not much to talk about here. Yeah, this is just whatever.
Where did this can come from, by the way? Can you like go back?
It TP'd.
TP and I didn't pay attention?
Yeah, it TP'd. It's probably
I
TPing
probably
right
just
now.
didn't see it off screen.
He's probably thinking like, he probably TP'd like here, and he's probably thinking he's gonna cut you guys off, but now he can't. So he's just waiting. That's probably what happened. Yeah. I thought he win, by the way, but it's really risky, so I like that he just ran away. He's like 2 levels up on shit.
It's hard for Viego to stun Ken as well, because he cancels it really easily with his stuns.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking shield bow fast. I think I even take Herald just for the gold here, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay. That's
I
a bit unconventional.
think I needed like 100 gold or something. I was like, where the fuck do I
Hmm.
get that now? And then I just took Herald. Yeah,
Okay,
fuck it.
I know you need 100 gold. Look,
Yeah, but this
look
is
how
way
much
too
time. Look.
greedy.
Wait, do you click tab again? Fuck.
I think I
Okay,
had like 1 minute 13
1
now.
minute 13. Can you not just walk here? Like this is gonna respawn soon.
Yeah, I guess. True.
Yeah, because look at your team. Victory as a wave to catch bot is not gonna be there. And Malphite has no ult right now. I think this is like only way you throw the game, by the way. It's random
Yeah,
fights like
probably.
this.
Yeah.
So this is really bad. And then like we already said, Herald is useless. Like I know you're doing it for the gold, but it's like it's so risky. And you're also losing so much time. Okay, you don't get punished though, so I guess it's a good play because you don't get
Yeah, I was
punished.
lucky.
Yeah. How do you think their team wants to fight? I don't know if you remember their champions. It's Kai'Sa, Nautilus,
I
Ion.
think they just wanna engage.
Yeah, they
Like
just want to
look
go on
for
you.
someone with Yon R.
If
Yon
I'm
R.
if I'm you guys, I'm really afraid to walk like this. Like there could be someone here. If Nautilus is here, he just hooks. This guy is dead. You're probably going after him. I think it's like really dangerous. Sometimes people stack inside of here. Like in this map, it's a mountain, so it's whatever. They can't really do it because like that thing is not here, right? But I'd be really careful with doing stuff like this, like just walking like you did. Yeah, this is whatever.
That was so weird.
Not sure there's like much more to talk about. Do you remember like
Yeah,
anything else about this game?
Not really. I think that was about it. I think we just stomped it from there.
Hmm.
Got a couple more kills. We got Baron and
Yeah, like this game should be pretty over at this point. Like it should, like your team outscales, you're better in fights. They'd need to get like 5 man engages to win. And even then, like your ranges are so different. Like Malphite is really fine being in the front, and then this guy is super long range, super long range, super long range. So it's really hard to get engaged like those. Like here you can kind of do whatever. Even if we talk about the best moves, like you're not gonna get punished by doing the non-best one. So
yeah, agreed.
so yeah, I don't think there's a lot more to talk about this game. I'd say like main stuff, and this was pretty short. But main stuff is like you're not looking at lanes when you're both pathing into them, and like you're not taking into account like why you should path a certain way. Which like it's really important for junglers, right?
Yep.
And then finding times to recall is also really important because in jungle it's so easy to just you get infinite mana and infinite HP because you just get so much from the talisman thing. So it's really important that you understand like when you have to recall. And recalling is an objective in itself. So like after a full clear you have like 30 seconds to do something, right? You can either gank and like recall really fast, or you can go for an objective or whatever. In solo queue you can kind of bend those rules a little bit, especially against Rek'Sai, because it's a champion that doesn't full clear. But it's still like really important to be efficient. So in this game, just going over stuff again. Like here, you should be looking at lanes. If you know what happened, maybe you can move there. It's really important that you do it like as soon as you see something happen, or like even before. Like right now, since you're pathing to bot, your aim should be in these two lanes. Like you should look here, and then you should look here to try and understand what's happening. And then you make a decision regarding that. Then outside of that, just like making sure you like in this lane you want in this game. I think you want to avoid Rek'Sai as much as possible. And when you're not avoiding him, like when you were contesting red buffs and stuff, you need to make sure you ping your team. Like I barely saw you ping your team for help in this game, you know?
Yeah.
But I think it's really important. And then it's like the stuff on Herald is a good example. If you go all the way to here, where is it? Yeah, them. Like here. Like you need to respect where your team is, and you need to respect where the enemy team is. Like Nautilus could be here, and he probably is. And like if you take a 4v4, like you're probably going to win because you're ahead. But right now you have 23 seconds on this, and you have like a few seconds on this. So like it's the only way you throw the game, right?
Yeah, a bit more gold for my items back.
So even if you give up the next Drake, as soon as you get this item or the shield bow, you're so strong that it doesn't matter. So like it's really important to be aware of this stuff and like try to not greed at all. Unless it's really like if it was soul, of course, like I'm doing whatever I need to get my shield bow, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not. So you need to be really careful with stuff like this, especially because like maybe you're thinking, oh, it's solo queue, it's whatever, but this stuff like leaks into team play. So it's good to be aware.
Yeah, I'm really not the kind of person that says it's solo queue doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good mentality. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. This game, there wasn't a lot to talk about.
Yeah, been kind of getting unlucky with the games I wanted to record. Yesterday I also recorded another one, but it kind of lagged a lot, and it was also a complete stop. So
yeah,
I don't think we have to look at that either.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop the recording now.